I'm Katie Januska.
And I'm Lena Mancy.
And I'm Audra Ernst.
And today we're going to talk to you about how important chemistry is in our daily lives.
Cleaning is a common household task, so most people give little thought to why certain cleaning products work the way they do. The truth is that cleaning is rooted in chemistry as the chemical properties of different substances that make them suitable for cleaning hard surfaces, floors, clothing, and other items. Before understanding the chemistry behind cleaning, you need to understand the basic chemistry terminology and several basic chemistry principles. Once you have a basic understanding, it's easier to understand how scientists develop new cleaning products. Understanding the chemistry of cleaning is just one way to better understand how science affects everyone. So let's go through a couple examples. The pH scale is a numerical scale that indicates the acidity or alkalinity of a substance. The scale ranges from 0 to 14, with 7 representing a neutral substance. Anything less than 7 is an acid, and anything greater than 7 is a base. Acid and bases are substances that have opposite properties. The pH scale is important for cleaning because the pH of a substance determines how well it will work. It also determines which substances will work on different types of stains. Surfactants are substances that reduce the surface tensions of liquids. When used in dish detergents, surfactants allow water to penetrate food stains, making it easier to loosen the food from the dish. The chemistry behind surfactants is an interesting topic. These substances break down certain substances, allowing water to interact with those substances. This is why it is possible for certain detergents to clean greasy pots and pans or dishes with stuck-on food particles. It is also important to understand certain terms when referring to stains. There are 3 important terms known as inorganic stains, organic stains, and pigment. An inorganic stain is a stain made out of compounds that do not contain carbon. Inorganic solvents usually work to dissolve these stains and remove them from clothing or other fabrics. Organic stains are made up of substances that contain carbon chains connected to hydrogen, oxygen, and other non-metal molecules. These chains often need to be broken into smaller chains before a cleaning product will dissolve them. Pigments are substances that contain chromophores. These molecules absorb and emit light waves, which is what gives stains their colors. Grass stains and wine stains contain chromophores. It's also important to understand chemistry-related cleaning terminology. Some of the most important cleaning terms related to chemistry are hydrophobic, hydrophilic, detergency, penetrating and wetting, foaming, emulsification, solubilizing, dispersing, and solvent. A substance that is hydrophobic does not mix with water. Some hydrophobic substances actually repel water. Hydrophilic has the opposite meaning. Hydrophilic substances either dissolve in or mix with water. Detergency refers to a substance's ability to break a bond between a stain and the surface. So I hope you got a better understanding of how chemistry works in our cleaning products.
Your body converting food to energy is a physical and chemical reaction involving biological catalysts called enzymes. Enzymes manipulate the structure of different types of food, such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Food is physically broken down in the mouth to start the process of digestion. During mastication or chewing, the chemical reaction also begins. The enzymes salivary amylase and salivary lipase are secreted by, you guessed it, your salivary glands. These enzymes first break down the carbohydrates and fats that you consume, so they can continue in the digestion process. They do so by forming a bolus and moving down the muscular walls of the esophagus, past the lower esophageal sphincter into the stomach. The stomach secretes hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and gastric lipase. Gastric just means that it's secreted in the stomach. The pepsin and gastric lipase break down proteins and fats respectively. The food then passes through the pyloric sphincter when moving from the stomach to the duodenum. The first part of the small intestine is also called the duodenum. In the duodenum, there are several accessory organs that assist the process of digestion. Here, the fats are broken down even more by bile, which is chemically released by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. It is here that the pancreas also helps in the digestion process by supplying several enzymes, including pancreatic amylase, which breaks down carbohydrates, pancreatic lipase, which breaks down fats, and trypsin or chymotrypsin, which break down the proteins. After this, the food continues through the second and third parts of the small intestine, otherwise known as the gingium and the ileum. Here, the food is broken down further into absorbable units and is then absorbed in the small intestine. The small intestine then feeds into the large intestine, which is where water and some solutes are absorbed by the body from the food. The small intestine then joins the large intestine, which is where water and some solutes are absorbed by the body from the food. The large intestine forms what we know is feces, which is passed through the sigmoid colon to the anus and then is excreted as waste. This is the digestion process and how chemicals are involved in it. I hope you learned something from it.
Exercise is a part of many people's daily routine. When you exercise, you need to be fueled so that you have the energy to make it through the workout. A body's main source of energy comes from the carbohydrates in the food that you eat. Oxidative phosphorylation of carbohydrates and fats can sustain physical activity for many hours. The term phosphorylation means adding a phosphate group to a molecule, which is composed of one oxygen and one phosphorus. The carbohydrates are broken down to glucose, which circulates through your system, which is another big energy source. Metabolism is the chemical processes that occur within a living organism to maintain life. Metabolic reactions deal with using energy which is sourced from lipids and sugars. Metabolic reactions are constantly taking place in your body and their rate increases as you work out. Metabolites are chemicals involved in metabolism. One metabolite, called glycerol, breaks down fatty tissue. The amount of active glycerol molecules increases as you work out. This is how people are able to slim down when they work out, because they're increasing their amounts of glycerol, and therefore they're increasing the amount of fatty tissue that they're breaking down. When you're working out, chemical processes are also taking place in your brain. Chemicals called neurotransmitters are constantly firing in your brain. When you're working out, some of the levels of neurotransmitters increase, especially the ones that are involved in making you feel good and help you feel less stressed. So overall, working out has a lot of good benefits for your body.